Hello Libra, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Libra for the middle of February. Now Libra, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so cards are flying. Take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now Libra, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone that is not me, that's someone impersonating me, please keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for you. Just a small percentage of the people who watch my content are actually subscribed. And so if you watch my videos regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, so let's see what we have here for you. All right, we're gonna be doing a pyramid spread. I think that looks just about good enough to me. Put this right here. And all right, so right now you're thinking about your long-term situation. This may be in a relationship, but you know, I try to bring in messages for both career and finance as well as love and romance. To me, I'm getting more about your financial situation, more about your career situation than I am about your love situation. But right now it seems that you are sort of focusing on the long term here. And in your overall message, you have the Seven of Pentacles. This represents long-term investments paying off. You can see that this person here has grown this tree, and this tree is now providing them with a harvest that they can decide to do something with, right? And so that's exactly what this person is doing. They're asking themselves, they're looking out to the distance, asking themselves, do they want to take the harvest? Do they want to reap the harvest that they have here, this long-term investment or this long-term situation that they've been growing, or do they want to hold on to it a little bit longer? And so obviously this is a big card for finance. Obviously none of the messages here is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it is to me suggesting that some of you have long-term situations maybe that you are looking at. I get the sense that whatever decision you're looking to make with your career or with your finances is so that you can maybe experience a little bit more in life here. And I'll get into more about that as we go along. But overall, this is good. This can just say that maybe you're in a situation or a job that's like becoming a drag, or that just is not fulfilling you anymore. And that's maybe why you're also thinking about changing to something new here. Now, in the past, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So the Four of Pentacles can suggest that some of you, actually this combination here, I'm going to tell you what I think this is. This is about something to do with holding on to an investment or holding on to a job in fear of losing it. As you can see, this person is holding on to their pentacles very tightly here. And they feel like there will never be more, or there will never be enough. So if they let go of these pentacles, they feel like there will never be more opportunities. The thing is, with this Five of Wands, I think you are conflicted. I think you are seriously conflicted here about something that has happened in the past, whether this is an investment or whether this is a job opportunity or a job that you're in right now that you just don't feel like you can let go of. And I don't necessarily think this is although Five of Wands can speak to conflicts generally, I don't think it's about a conflict with another person. That's not what my intuition is telling me. To me, it's about something to do with your finances, about something to do with your career situation. And it does maybe feel, even though these are all minor arcana cards, we don't have any major arcanas here. It does feel to me like this is kind of like a big decision for you to make in whatever situation you're holding on to here. So in the future, you have the Knight of Wands and the Two of Wands. So this is all about, the Knight of Wands here, this is all about going on a grand adventure. And it's interesting because the Two of Wands is sort of like that sort of that planning and that research phase that you do before you go on a trip. Like, you know how when you plan out a vacation or a trip, you always say to yourself, you like go through all the things you want to do. Like, I'm going to eat at this restaurant, I'm going to do this hike, I'm going to go to that store, I'm going to go to this beach. You know, that's kind of what the Two of Wands represents. It's that sort of like planning and preparation stage for some sort of journey. And the Knight of Wands can represent a big journey. It does come forward when someone's ready to change residence, move location, change zip code, anything like that that may be going on here with this Knight of Wands. It can also say that some of you are potentially looking to utilize the many talents and the gifts and the skills and the abilities that you have, as the Knight of Wands is a card of being a maverick and somebody who can do a whole lot, be a jack of all trades. So it's like, for some of you here, you may be literally moving. For some of you, and this is about, it's almost like breaking out of a long-term situation. Again, for those of you who are thinking about financial situations, I feel like it's, whatever decision you're trying to make here is because you are looking for something new. You're looking for an adventure in life. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here and see what else we have. So we have the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. So busy period of time here for you in this middle of February, Libra. Double Knights for me. You have two Knights. They're clarifying them each other. And you have that here. To me, double Knights indicate that it's a busy time. A Knight can always represent an event. And to get two of them, yeah. So this situation, the Knight of Pentacles here, is about financial arrivals or financial situations in your life. This can represent something that you've been putting a lot of work into, putting a lot of energy, effort, energy towards with that Knight of Pentacles, that situation finally coming around. This can also say that perhaps you have been working extremely hard as well. It's a card of dependability. It's a card of routine. And, you know, if you give the Knight of Pentacles a task, they will always complete it. And so it's a very good card. It's definitely one of the Knights that almost everybody wants to see because, again, it's this idea of something you've been really, really, really putting a lot of work into finally coming through. Now, you have this Ten of Swords here. There is an ending in the past. Some of you have decided to cut ties with something or someone here. And, you know, the Ten of Swords does indicate finality. It does indicate that something is completely done. So the thing is, though, the Ten of Swords does say that there is an opportunity to release yourself from whatever is no longer serving you. It does say that there's new hope on the horizon. It does say that there are, you know, better times ahead, especially if you get in the previous position. It says the worst is behind you, right? Now you have this Ace of Wands as well, which is personally one of my favorite, if not my favorite, tarot cards in the tarot. Tarot cards in the tarot. But no, the Ace of Wands is about physically starting something. It's probably the best card that you'd want to get if you're looking to start a business, start a career, start an enterprise, start a side hustle, do anything like that. It is the spark of life. It is getting passionate, getting fired up about something. And typically when you get the Ace of Wands, anything you start under the energy of the Ace of Wands is typically pretty good. You know, obviously you need to put in the work, but it looks like you are here with the Knight of Pentacles. Typically this represents a good idea, at least the ground level of a good idea. And so it's a very nice card. Eight of Cups, you walking away from a disappointing situation in your life here. For me, the Eight of Cups is a card of empowerment because they're leaving the spilled cups behind them. Some of you have severed ties here. You've cut ties with something. With the Ten of Swords, this was something that was causing you to have a conflict here. With the Five of Wands, the Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords, you're walking away. And so let's see what this might be. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here. So you have the Tower, you have the Page of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. So it's interesting. The only the only major arcana that we have here is the Tower. So isn't that interesting? That very rarely happens in my readings because I do pull a lot of cards, but you literally only have one major arcana, and it is a card that is extremely powerful. Okay, now I want to point something out here. Take a look at this Tower. Do you see any doors on the Tower? There are no doors actually on the Tower. And so what that represents is that this person has constructed themselves within a prison. They have built a prison. There is no way to get out of this Tower. And so guess what? The Tower is actually a blessing in disguise, because this bolt of lightning, this bolt of thunder, is getting them out of the prison that they've built, right? And it says that whatever house of cards, whatever imprisonment you've put yourself in, is now coming to an end. And yeah, that may be it may be challenging, but you know, the person falling here doesn't actually represent you falling to your death. What this actually represents is your ideas dying. The things that you thought were the right way to go. The Tower says, oh wait, no, let's expose that illusion and let's open something up here for you. So the Tower is a challenge. It comes forward as a challenging card, but it's pretty misunderstood in that it's actually a blessing in disguise. The Page of Wands says that, you know, there may be a revelation here with this Tower energy around a job opportunity, around a new path, around a new career path, or something along those lines. You also have this Ten of Wands, which talks about you carrying a sort of burden on your back, carrying the weight of the world on your back. And so it can show up as burdens, but the Ten of Wands can also say that you are experienced, you are knowledgeable, you know exactly what you're doing. Let's see what else is coming forward here. So you have the King of Swords, there's your energy, Libra. And the King of Wands, wow, okay, so double kings here. We still only have one major arcana. This has not happened in my tarot readings here on YouTube. I don't know, like, I can't remember a time that this has happened where I only have one major arcana here. So, this is pretty incredible. So you have these double kings here. It doesn't matter what gender you are. These are just masculine and feminine energies in the tarot. And so the King of Swords represents like somebody who is kind of giving themselves a fair shot, or somebody who's giving you a fair shot. The King of Wands is the traditional entrepreneur in the tarot. You actually have my classic entrepreneurship combination and in a diagonal formation here with the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the King of Wands. And so some of you going into business for yourself, starting something, starting a side hustle, but being a major talent. The King of Wands is the most passionate person and many times the most talented person in the room, especially as you have this Knight of Wands here as well. Let's see what else to close it out. Oh my gosh, Libra. This is all going to work out. So we now finally have one additional major arcana here to close out the reading. Wheel of Fortune. The wheel of your destiny is arriving. There's undoubtedly change happening with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. That is big change. And so the question is, are you going to take advantage here of the opportunity of the wheel spinning in your favor, in your direction? And you have the Page of Swords here as well. I would say be careful of indecision. I would also say be careful of making like rash decisions without thinking something through at this time, because there is a massive opportunity for many of you here, and this is probably around something to do with an enterprise, side hustle, a career, a business. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.